You got to get your volume up there, Strider.
All right, I'll work on it.
Okay. It's hard of hearing, guys. I'm Phil. Ready? Go on. Go ahead.
Ron Snyder, Haida, Canoe family.
Kathy Taggart, Twinkett, Canoe family.
And we're the Circle of Trees Education Foundation.
I'm Phil Redigal. I'm Dakota Salish, born and raised out here, and love it. How about you, Rod? Rod?
Yeah, my name's Roderick Harris. I'm Nooksack. Right now, I'm working on creating the Two Cedars Institute, and we came close to 2 different cedar logs. Oh, it was so exciting, Bill. Be watching that one go down across the street. Yep. So looking forward to 2023. Good seeing you, Phil.
Good to see you, Rod.
Go ahead, sir. Raymond Trust-Moon, Paddle Canoe family. And my father, Harry Moon, here.
Harry!
Hey! Good afternoon, everybody. Harry Moon. We have the King Paddle Canoe Family Cancer Awareness Cancer Support Group. We are Clarkaware and New Channel, and we also provide information to anybody that wants it around. Anyway, thank you guys all for allowing us to share your meeting with you. We appreciate it. We love you guys all. Take care. Just, Jody, you have heard from me.
Oakland Canoe Family note taker, which is why my head is always down. If you have come onto the meeting and you didn't get an invite from me, if you can just put your email in the text message so that I can make sure you're added to the list so that you will get notifications of the next meeting. So welcome everybody. Nice to see you all.
I'll go. Gila Kesla, Nugam Hamza Sklu, Jennifer Ambers. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Hamza. My English name is Jennifer Ambers. I'm here representing the Wanoke Canoe family of Alert Bay. I'm here to listen today, but we're unsure whether we will participate in May. We have lost a member of our canoe family, and we'll lay him to rest this weekend. So. Aaron Smith, who's been with us for many years and many journeys, lost he's gone back. So yes, so I'm here to listen. Thank you. And I'm glad to see my friend Rochelle. Miss you. I miss everyone.
Aitneta Siem, Intha Iwat. My English name is Rochelle Williams. I'm from Cowichan Tribes, and I've supported in the past more administratively, and just had, I was one of the hosts for Paddle Belummy the other year, and I got to work a little bit more closely with Sulcata, and so I'm just here to observe today.
Good to see you, my friend. Anybody else? We're just doing introductions.
I'm John. I'm with Carver's Camp. I'm the captain of the safety vessel for Carver's Camp, and happy to be with you. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, John. Julian?
Yeah, I'm Julian Matthews, Nimi Poo, Nesper's tribal member. We have a couple of canoes, but they're not really ocean going, so I just want to check this out, and then we'll probably get some people to come over there, but I don't know about the canoe, our canoe.
Good to see you, Julian. Mr. Evans?
Hello, I'm Lori Glenn. I'm here representing Waldron Island, and I'm very honored to be with you all today. Third generation around the Salish Sea came with the colonizers, and I'm so glad that this may happen again this year.
All right, thank you, Lori. Mr. Evans?
Dida Wakas Kanam Tidsta. My name is Wakas Kanam, and I'm Snohomish, the Hogshed. Travel in the Blue Heron canoe, and we plan on our own little journey in July. And I understand that this one is hosted by Lummi, will be in May. And I want to thank the host and Jody and all the other Harry Moon and Phil Red Eagle and those who've been here before that can help us on planning for this journey. So thank you.
Good to see you, Skipper Evans. Brody? You're on
microphone.
Mute, Brody, sorry.
You're still on mute.
And he's driving. Watch the road.
There we go.
There you go.
I'm watching. Chakwa Samish-san. Chakwa Samish. I'm from Samish Canoe family. Here to hear what's going on here, going through the San Juans. I've gone through the San Juans on mini journeys and on the big journey. And I'm excited to hear where the stops may be, and good to see all you faces.
Yes, Sam. Thanks, Brody. Our relatives from Taiwan.
Gary Smoke.
Good morning from Taiwan. I guess it's afternoon there. It's 5:15. Our delegation is part of the Nisqually Canoe family, and we hope once again to visit for our journey for this. Our next visit will be our 4th journey. And I want to say good afternoon to everyone, and sorry the Seahawks are not in the playoffs.
Oh, I was just getting over that, Mr. Smoke. Oh.
Well, I'll be listening in and trying not to fall back to sleep.
Thanks for being with us.
Sure.
Tim?
I look forward to seeing you all.
You too, Tim.
Hello. Hi, Freddie.
Hi, Tim. We're just doing introductions and canoe families and tribes.
Hi, Ganas Yaada Yuduasak Ganahari Khasati Ye Nakhasati Kechkahan Ayahat. My name is Tim Flannery. My Clinton name is Watcher of the Ganahati. I come from Ketchikan, from the Ganahati tribe, our clan, and I'm a Raven. I wasn't quite sure what the journey was about, and I'm not sure if we'll be able to make it, but I wanted to kind of get an idea of what you guys are doing to see if I can fit this into my schedule, or at least share it with my tribe and see if they'd be interested in it, because they just got a canoe. It's been locked away for like 4 years almost. And I really want to see them use it.
All right. Thanks for being with us, Tim. Deb, stop eating and laugh out loud with me and introduce you up. She said, Skip, Julie Green.
Smart ass.
Somebody's got to put some laughter into this meeting. Good to see you, Deb. Deb is my producer when I do live shows, and she's with the Bellingham Unitarian. I know she's eating, so I'll speak on for her behalf. 50 cents, please, Deb. Thank you. Julie Green.
This is Julian Joel Green from the Macaw tribe.
All right. Thanks for being with us, Julian. Appreciate it. Solana.
Hey, good morning, or good afternoon. Solana from Advocates of Sacred and Sikulau, enrolled Nooksack, Mohawk Bequin, and Simpsian. Good to see everyone.
All right, welcome. Thank you for being here. Cheryl, did you already go? Cheryl Potts?
No, I didn't. Thank you. I'm glad to be here. I'm originally from Kodiak, Alaska, Alutiiq, Supiaq, Shunak tribe. I've just learned about the canoe journeys recently, and I now live in Topanga, California. But our ancestors were ocean goers, and I just wanted to check out and see what the possibilities were and what I might be able to take back to Kodiak. So thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Thanks for being here. Let's see, did I miss anybody? Carla, Maine, did we already do you?
No, thank you very much. My name is Carla Main. I've been honored to help in hosting the Canoe Journey landing here in Port Townsend for many years, and heard about this opportunity and just wanted to find out what was happening. We've missed the Canoe Journey landing so much, and I appreciate that you have honored our community for so many years by landing here, and I'd love to help out in any way I can.
Thank you, Carla. Appreciate you being here with us. Did I miss anybody? Well, thank you. I'm going to ask my junior elder, Rochelle, if she could please open us up in a good way. Rochelle, really appreciate it. Haishka Siam.
Ooh, put me on the spot, Salkada. You could take this one over, Salkada, as the co-host.
Well, pray in your own way. Heavenly Father, great creator, just pray to the ancestors, pray to our protectors, our guardian angels, pray to our elder ancestors, pray to all of our families and friends that protect us from the other side, that we may be guided in a good way, in an honest way, in a powerful way, to continue our shalang and our way of life, as we say here in Clackamas territory. Just thanking all the relatives that are here today from near and far, from across the world. Just bless them, Grandfather. And we thank them and their families and their sacrifices. We pray for our elders that may be in nursing homes, for those who are addicted to the drugs and alcohol. We pray for those who may be incarcerated, or those who may be alone in these very trying times. We just ask you, Grandfather, to have pity on all of your people, and pray that we're all together in a good way as we plan for the future. We cannot forget the past, Grandfather, remembering all of our relatives that have passed in the boarding schools, that have passed by the American and Canadian Holocaust. We just pray to them, Grandfather, that we come together in a good way, protecting Mother Earth, protecting one another, and protecting all that is good. And we pray for all of our relatives here that they may have the strength to move into 2022 in a good way, protecting their families, their friends, their elders, their veterans, their children. We ask this in your great name, ACM. Haishka, thank you. Put me on the spot, Rochelle. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, relatives. Glad our family and our friends are here with us. Just carrying on our good work. As many of you know, September 1st came and went. And just like the wave we had back in September, here at Lummi Nation, we have 227 positive active cases. And we have one in the hospital. It's very difficult to comprehend this wave that we're experiencing. I don't let visitors over anymore. I don't go visit anybody. I don't shake hands. I go to the store for necessities, and I just kind of shelter in place. And so I'm not sure how it's happening back at home there, but you know, we had postponed our last year's journey. We still had it. Our relatives came. One canoe came and landed on September 1st, which was really awesome because it fulfilled, because our ancestors were there waiting, it fulfilled and it filled our cup here at home. And so I'm going to try and be brief because I know each and every one of you can be someplace else or have commitments. But right as we're speaking now, if you can put your name, your canoe family, and your address, and your phone number, just as Jody had mentioned earlier in the chat box, then that way we can start our database for those that will keep participating. I guess we'll shoot for each third weekend of the month, the third Saturday of the month. We've been trying to do the first Saturday for a long time. And so we'll just shoot for the third Saturday. And as we get closer, maybe in next month, we'll do the first and the third, just depending. But right now, I'm planning a canoe encampment. We're limiting the paddle through the islands, through Clackamas territory, 5/22/22. So it's a Sunday. Jeff Smith and I had a pretty extensive conversation and really just had some off the top of our head ideas of we looked up the tides. I think everything looked pretty good. But yeah, May 22nd, 2022, it's a Sunday. We'll leave Anacortes right by the ferry terminal there. And so the first stop, the first 2 days, the 22nd and 23rd will be on Lopez Island. And the campground is just a little skip from the ferry terminal there. I can't remember the name of the campground. And then Wednesday and let's see, Monday or Sunday and Monday. Okay. And then Tuesday and Wednesday, that'll be on, so the 24th and 25th of May will be on San Juan Island. We'll land at Friday Harbor. That's tentative right there for now. They have the school is right there in town. They have all the showers and facilities there. And then the last day there, it's 22nd, 23rd, 25th. So the night of the 26th, we'll go to Orcas Island. And the tribe recently was gifted a land parcel with waterfront.
Sorry, Freddie, can you repeat that? You cut out. So the 22nd, 23rd is Anacortes or Lopez Island. 24, 25 is Friday Harbor. What was the next one?
Orcas Island. Yeah, that'll be Thursday. And that's just an overnight. I think from Friday Harbor, a lot of the canoe families might come back to the mainland and get ready for the main landing that next day. It just kind of depends. Again, there's only going to be 8 to 10 canoes that are going to be able to go through the islands. And that's, okay, so that's the paddle through the islands. So, and then landing here on the mainland, we'll do a soft landing with everybody coming from Orcas Island to the mainland there at Gooseberry Point. So that'll be the soft landing on Friday. I think we said the soft landing was going to be about noon. I have to look at the tides again. And so that's May 27th. I'm just taking this off the top of my head, if you guys know what I mean. And so Friday, and so the canoes that come or potentially are going to come from Vancouver Island will meet us and stay at Waldron. So they'll leave Vancouver Island and possibly, I think our route was Vancouver Island, leaving East Saanich on Thursday and staying on Waldron Island Thursday night, and then coming and meeting with the rest of the delegation from the north side on Friday, landing on the mainland. So that, again, this is just what our initial plan is. Again, things can change. So Friday landing, I think we were thinking the canoes will just land all afternoon. We're not going to really plan anything official, but I think if we have a soft landing and then line up the canoes in the order of distance, and then the canoes will come in that way. All of this is all, again, pending, COVID's going to really determine the event. We're going through a real, it's just tough. I advised our public health team to just shut down. I was like, shut down for 2 weeks. I mean, it's nothing out of the norm for our communities, but man, Omicron, it's wildfire. There was I think 61 cases a couple of weeks back, and then it jumped to 155, and then it just blew up there this past week. And so and we're not adhering to our public health, our protocol, our safety protocols. And I think that's what we just have to continue sharing with one another. It's just highly transmissible. So when we get to, early May, that's going to kind of determine where we're going to be at. It's going to be a fully vaxxed event. So when I mean that, you're going to have to show to get in. I think the idea of us doing temperature checks and screenings wouldn't be out of the question, just for safety. The canoe families that were planning on coming this past September 1, we had all agreed that the skippers and the ground crew and the crews would take care of their canoe families and make sure they're all vaccinated. Again, that's just a safety protocol. Myself, I have reluctance of vaccinations, but at the same time, this is a worldwide epidemic, and we don't want to jeopardize any of the elders or the canoe families that'll be attending our encampment. Now, remember, it's not a canoe journey, it's an encampment. So we have a lot of ideas on infrastructure. We figure there's some basics to infrastructure. There are 3 basics to our infrastructure, and that's toilets and sanitation, hand washing, showers would be another infrastructure, and then either the tent and or the bleachers. We planned on having the event down at the Stalmish grounds, and that's just to keep an open an open open facility. Again, as COVID determines where we're going with this, it's just best to have outdoor events. So bleachers are going to, you know, seating, whether or not we're going to have a raised stage is all to be determined. But again, it's an encampment. We want everyone to be self-sustaining with their own food, their own drinks. Some canoe families will be able to. One of the discussions was having some of our families down at the grounds host canoe families. So so with some of our homes down there, I took care of a canoe family here, and that worked out. So I think if we can, go door to door as we get closer into the spring, we can just ask some of the families if they'll be willing to open up their home for showers and whatnot. But I think.
Freddie, I have a question. Sorry. So protocol down at the Stomach grounds. Are you doing camping down at the Stomach grounds as well then?
Yes.
Right.
Everything will be we're going to try and contain everything down at the grounds. Because school will be in, we won't be able to use Lummi Nation School. I think we can get the Weckliam house. I think we can get the Weckliam house reserved. But yeah, that's the plan.
Freddie, Rochelle's got a question.
Go ahead, Rochelle.
Over at Weckliam, do you guys have like a maximum capacity? Because so I'm managing our venue. So when you've come through Cowichan before, and you had we had protocol at the CM Lalem Gymnasium. So that's the venue that I'm managing. And so up here in British Columbia, we're still following the maximum capacity, 50 persons or 50% maximum capacity. So those are just things that I'm thinking of too. And then with our numbers, I'm thinking about the, kind of the outbreak that's happening on Vancouver Island at the moment. I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday was the highest rate to date of active cases. And I know that's kind of surging through Lummi right now too, just this past week. So we've had to go through a significant amount of closures, and my building is one of the main gymnasium where each of the canoe families would have done their protocol. That building is shut down at the moment. So I was just wondering if you guys had maximum capacity as well.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Rochelle. I think, again, that's going to be one of our bubble issues. I don't know how to say it any other way. Me with my friends and even my family, we have 80 plus in just our clan, and but we all stay in our bubbles. Right now, we just have the maximum capacities. I know the tribe just came out yesterday with some new safety protocols as far as funerals. We had a death the last 3 days, including today. I'm sorry to say, I just got a message that we lost another tribal member. And so, yeah, I think with our public, Rochelle, I think it'd be really great if, as we get closer, and, we're going to know if we're going to be a go May 1st. So I think just planning up to that point. I'd also heard that there's no Canoe Journey this year. Is that correct, Jody?
No.
As far as I know, there is no journey.
Well, I've got an announcement when we're done, so.
Okay.
I'll wait for Phil's announcement.
Oh, okay, Phil, go ahead. You got the floor.
A month ago, I went to one of the groups about doing a beach cleanup here in Washington, and they were for it. And so I expanded it to the Tribal Journeys group, and I'm getting good responses back from that. And then announcing here, and I will continue to announce and to organize so that we can do this in July. For 2 weeks, we can clean the beaches. You know, and I think our First Nations brothers and sisters, they can do the same up north. So we can clean the Salish Sea. So I'm looking at mid-July. I already have Maritime Heritage Preservation. They will step up and they help sponsor at some point. I was talking to my vets group about it, and the guy said, "Oh, we've got a group of 200 men, veterans that want to help." So we have the veterans. It's going to be quite a complex structure because, you know, we just can't go pick up the beaches. We have to move and separate, you know, the items. So, and we have to get permission to come ashore in different places and work with them. So we'll be working with several groups, and for 2 weeks we'll clean the beaches in Washington and Salish Sea.
That's pretty cool.
Wow. Congratulations.
Well, we're not there yet. But, you know, and everybody's welcome, you know, and we can separate into sections, and like the West Coast and the upper, you know, different areas where canoes can join one another and help each other out.
Yeah, you let me know when the dates are going to start, because I sure would like to help get the word out throughout all of our communities. I think this is a really important opportunity for us to come together as canoe families, as relatives, as stewards of the Salish Sea. I think that's really awesome work. And so you let me know, because I know, and Deb knows a lot of people too. My friend Deb, who's here in the Bellingham Bay Area. And I think if we could just maybe even think about focusing around our communities, bring out your buckets to grab, you know, there's nets, there's crab pots, there's industrial waste, there's a lot that, like you say, we can do there's cans, there's garbage, there's bikes, and then even I'd like to help you problem solve on the disposal of the disposal and the recycling as well. I think it's just kind of great to develop and to do something for our home.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Roderick.
Hey, I just live down the street from the governor. I could ask him to take the garbage.
We'll get to him.
You'll draft a letter and get it to him for us, Roderick. Go ahead, Jody.
Phil, are you thinking there's going to be camping? Like, will folks come together to camp, or this is like day by day thing over 2 weeks?
Some people want to camp. They want to come out and camp and do that. So there's a lot to be arranged. And it's going to, like I said, it's going to be very complex, because we're going to have to get the cooperation of not just reservations, but, you know, communities next to reservations, and Seattle and Tacoma and Bellingham, and, you know, we want to work with those communities as well.
Are you
so
thinking
maybe we can kick off a whole new thing here in Washington?
Sounds fantastic.
And Salish Sea.
Are you thinking this is no host, just to clarify, Phil?
Well, you know, when we go to clean a beach at, say, Lummi, you know, maybe 10, 12 canoes will pull in there, you know, maybe more. And I think if they provided a meal, or, you know, that'd be good. Some porta potties.
Yeah, we can try. We can just do something, even if the canoes are trailered up. I'm just thinking, just the significance and seeing the canoes. Seeing the canoes have like a daily paddle around the Horn or something down Lummi Shore. Gee, that always is just enlightening to see our relatives, and then we just pick a beach or two, and I can see us starting that example, and then we kind of figure out what we need. Like first thing I think of is my knife to cut the nets up, a sharp knife, and,
gloves,
some industrial trailers. I think, I like that.
Yeah. So we'll have to have tribal cooperation and to do this and to move that material to where it needs to be moved, whether it's in the garbage or in recycle.
Yeah. And if anybody has to raise their hand, if they know how to digitally raise your hand, I still haven't figured that one out.
You got to go up to the upper right-hand corner and then press on it. And this little screen will drop down.
Oh.
Yeah. And it says...
The other way is if you look in gallery view, they always put the people with their raised hands in the upper left-hand corner. So you can see Jeff Smith's hand is raised from gallery view.
I learned something new every day, Jeff Smith.
You go to more up in the corner there. I don't know if your computer does this, but and it'll say chat, meetings, minimize, disconnect. It'll have different options on it. Plus, it'll have a raise hand and other little what do they call those things?
Yeah. Okay.
Icons or emojis or something.
Yeah. So all the little logos, the hearts and crying heads and things like that.
Yeah, well, that, again, I think, Philip, if we have to have, subcommittee meetings, I'm sure I think let us know.
Yeah.
Now we can join. I don't know how everybody else feels, but I think it's kind of it's a good example of us still gathering. When you're outdoors and during a time of COVID, your chances of catching COVID from the person next to you is quite slim. And that's just because it's outdoors. And so I just wanted to, any way we can help, just let us know, Philip. I think the sooner the better. Go ahead, Jeff.
I just wanted to add, or you were asking about hosting the canoe journeys, and probably most people know this, but it's probably good for us to repeat it. And we probably should write down a list year by year, like maybe send it out in the emails sometimes so we can kind of keep track of who's said they want to host in what year. Anyways, Lummi was going to host this year, as I understand it, because of COVID, and also because they're building a new longhouse. They want to host it in 2023 in their new longhouse. And also before, the Warm Springs tribe had said they want to host in 2023. So I'm not sure how that's all going to play out, but and then I don't know if I talked to someone from Alaska that I think it's 2027 that'll
Ketchikan
was interested in hosting. So so I don't know if other people have other years that they can say, oh yeah, these guys said they'd host.
Great, thanks, Julian.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, I'm definitely interested in that cleanup on the ocean or the Puget Sound, because that's one thing that is to me is important with because I've been doing a lot of reading about all the plastics going in there, fish swallowing them, and it's impacting a lot of fish. So I'd definitely be interested. I'm a veteran too, a Navy veteran, and I got a bunch of veterans over here that would be interested for the cleanup. I think that's a really good idea because it kind of shows the tie that we care about care about the water, not, you know, so it's part of the whole deal, I guess you'd say. So let me know. I put my email on there. So if you're going to do this cleanup, let me know. I'm interested. Thanks.
Well, I'll make sure, make contact with Jody about that, and then she'll send it out, right? Is that okay, Jody? Okay.
Totally fine. Yeah, just as long as everybody's got their emails in the chat, then I can copy them after. So yeah, no problem.
Yeah, that's great. Hey, Julian, real quick, could you just tell us about a little bit what's coming up? I know we talked about including some canoes for the protection of the Snake River. So everyone, just so you know, I had talked with Dr. Russo and Jewel James, and they're planning a Snake River totem journey, May 4th through May 19th. So these are the preliminary dates. And so Julian, I know you guys had a meeting and we talked a little bit. Could you talk a little bit about it?
Yeah, we met last, I think, Wednesday, and it was Jules, and we're talking about it. And over here, what they want to do, and everyone's invited. I think they're having a big, or they're going to start over there. I can't remember what day. And then over here, they want to be over here like on, I think it's a Sunday, the 18th or 19th, and then leave on Tuesday, and then have a get together here. So we're kind of like just figuring out, I was figured down on the Clarkston side or on the Idaho side of the Snake upriver from the city of Lewiston. So yeah, that should be pretty good. And then I think after that, they're having a bunch of stuff. He sent me the flyer. I don't know if I have it here on me, but I could send it to you, Freddie. But you know, everyone will be invited over here anyway, if you want to come over here. Because like I was saying, we have a couple canoes that are more for the river. And, you know, it's not, you know, like we can only go a certain distance because of the dams. But, you know, it's like, yeah, we're working on it. So I think over here it's going to be the 19th and 20th, I believe. The Sunday through Tuesday. They have a bunch of other along the way, I believe. So, and then up, I think they're going to head up to Upper Snake down in Shoshone-Bannock tribe. They said they already talked to them. So should be a pretty good deal.
What month is that?
May, they're going to be here May 19th, I believe. We're going to have an activity here May 19th. And then they're going to go upriver to Shoshone-Bannock tribe. And then, so, yeah, there was, I'm also working with a good friend of mine because we wanted to help them bring, you know, world attention to the Snake River and the salmon that's going extinct there. And so this will be coming up. What was, I thought, great with the timing. And so again, this is just preliminary talk. I had asked if we could like bring the totem because it's going to come back after the 19th. And so how great it would be to travel out to the islands with us and come along the journey to protect the salmon, to bring the awareness of our salmon people and how it affects our food chain all the way from the Quahomicton, the people that live under the water, the orcas, all the way up to the Snake River and beyond. And so, so that's again May 4th. These are the dates that I have. That you could just mark them down. It'll be the Snake River totem journey. And what the idea was, this is what I heard from Dr. Russo, was they're going to start at the mouth. So they're going to start at the ocean of the mouth of the Columbia, and then go up different ceremonies. I guess Portland, Seattle, they'll come out with a map probably towards as we get towards springtime. And so, yeah, that's what they're talking about too, was kind of have, because I thought it'd be cool to have, like, say, because you got the Warm Springs, Umatilla, and Yakima along there. I always thought it'd be cool to have, like, and I think that's what they're going to do, is like have stops, whether they take them, the canoes or I think they're going to talk about bringing a couple of eagles and I don't know if they're bringing the totem, but take them on the highway and then have people in the boats. But then I think the hassle is going through the locks. Last I heard, you had to have a boat pulling you physically into the lock, but I don't know for sure, but I think that's the big hassle. But they're saying even if we don't go through the dam but go around it, but then there's Water Springs and then Umatilla, and then that'd be really, because I thought that'd be really bringing the issue out all along the Columbia and then up the Snake. That I just think it's really cool that they're doing this, or you're doing it too, Freddie. You're involved in it, I know, because it's really that Snake River is really getting bad now. The salmon are really bad, and so it's really I definitely appreciate all the efforts everyone's making to help us, or help the water and the orcas and everything. So it's really a great effort that you're putting together here, even, and then with the Dr. Russo and Jay. So thanks. So, but that's what we have so far.
Yeah, thanks.
I'd like to.
I just wanted to mention to Julian, when you said boats, I was like, oh God, he said the B word. Holy shit.
I'd like Gary Smoke to mention something about his friend who went up across the country on the rivers. You willing to talk about that, Gary?
Go ahead, Tony.
Gary Smoke.
Was that the French guy or Canadian?
I'm not sure who he was. Gary. That's why I wanted Gary to talk about it. Are you still online, Gary?
Yeah, Gary's on, and so is Tony Coolidge. Go ahead, Tony. You got your hand up.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead and introduce yourself, Tony. You weren't on earlier when we did intros.
Hi, I'm Tony Coolidge. I'm in Taiwan right now, so that's why, well, I got on a little late. It's 5 in the morning here, but happy to be here. Thank you for the invite, Freddie. I'm with a NGO, 501c3 in Washington State called Atayal, where we develop exchanges for Indigenous youth. And we got involved with Tribal Journeys years ago with Hanford McLeod inviting us to join his canoe family. And we've been really, Tribal Journeys has been an amazing experience for us, and we're very honored to be part of it. Oh, and yeah, Lokasu, that's hello in my language, the indigenous language of my mother's tribe, Atayal. And what I want to share about participation in Tribal Journeys is that it really, what I got out of it was that it really is for the youth. It's a way to help our youth reconnect with their roots and to find direction in their lives, etc. And our organization, our purpose is to bring connect the Indigenous youth from different tribal groups. And I was impressed about how international the event has become. And we're happy to be part of that effort by bringing people from Taiwan, Indigenous groups from Taiwan, to participate in Tribal Journeys. What's important to me and to our organization is that if we're bringing the youth all the way to join the Tribal Journeys from other countries, what would be great is to have the opportunity for the youth to have meaningful interactions and meaningful exchanges face to face, not just as spectators or participants. So that's something that we're hoping to achieve by participating in future events. But because of COVID, we've had to postpone our efforts to bring Indigenous youth over to Washington State. And so we don't want to just stay on hold for a long time, and we're actually developing online exchanges. We would like to continue exchanges between Indigenous youth, but by creating online opportunities. So we have an Indigenous International Conference, youth conference planned for the end of March. And we're inviting Freddie to be one of the guest speakers. We want to bring the youth together to share their cultures, share their stories, to learn from each other. And we do have guest speakers to speak on specific topics for each event. And the next event's topic will be reviving Indigenous tourism in the post-pandemic era. And we have Freddie as one of the speakers that we, and also Hanford McLeod and a couple of people from Taiwan. So that's what we're planning, and we're hoping to connect with the Indigenous youth of other Indigenous groups in Canada and the USA. So if anyone's interested in having the youth of your group to be represented and to connect with other Indigenous youth, please contact me. I added my name and contact there in the chat. So thanks, Freddie, for letting me share that.
Thanks. Anybody have any questions for Tony? I just love the good work that you're doing there for the Indigenous of Taiwan. I had mentioned to Tony and Gary, you know, this tension that's happening between, you know, China and how China is threatening Taiwan. For those of you who watch world news, and it's escalating. What I just real quick, Tony, how is that fight going? What are the Indigenous people of Taiwan and doing, and how can we help?
There's always a difference in how conflicts or tension is portrayed in different media of the world. And in America, it has been highlighted a lot more. Actually, the tension of it has been portrayed in the U.S. media much higher than in Taiwan media even, or the media of other countries. So that's where I want to start there. And also, the people of Taiwan, we understand that the dangers are there, but we've been under threats for the last 50 or 60 years. So it's for us, it's not as critical as it might be for other people, because there's actually a silver lining in that before, the world didn't know anything about Taiwan, and during like say before Trump took office, Taiwan wasn't in the news that much. So all the tension that we were having before was not really known in other countries, or it wasn't covered. So actually in the last, last 4 or 5 years, we've had more attention than ever since I've been alive. And I've been alive for over 50 years. And not only attention, but support, worldwide support. And a lot of relationships are being developed, and that actually has increased the feeling of security in Taiwan more than it has before. So as the world sees Taiwan's situation as becoming more dangerous, Taiwanese people are feeling more support than it's ever felt, and also attention and opportunities and cooperation. So yeah, I think a lot of people miss the fact that the relationships are finally being developed where they haven't for so many years, and that was a frustrating time when you have a nation of 23 million people being ignored and not having opportunities to participate in the world. But that's changed. That's changed a lot. So, and that has helped given the Taiwanese people a stronger sense of security and, feeling a part of the world. So there's a silver lining there. That's my.
Yeah, that's great. And so again, if anybody is interested in participating in the youth, Indigenous Youth Exchange with our canoe family from the island of Taiwan. Please just, you can message Tony and or Gary, and I really look forward to talking with you more too, Tony. And so appreciate you being on.
Thanks. And one more thing, I just want everyone to know that Tribal Journeys has really inspired people in Taiwan to where there's a canoeer that builds canoes and is known for paddling. He's paddled around the whole island of Taiwan, which is, I would say, bigger than Vancouver Island. But because of what he's doing, he's trying to create, we're working together to create an event that's similar to Tribal Journeys in Taiwan and invite different countries, tribes from Polynesia and also the Pacific Northwest. So that's something being developed as well, thanks to Tribal Journeys.
That's great to know. Thank you. Appreciate it, Tony.
You're welcome. Thanks for giving me the chance to share. Thank you. And I don't have the answer that you asked for Gary, because that's Gary's friend, and I don't really have any details about that to share. So sorry about that.
Okay.
Well, Gary's online here, isn't he?
Yeah, but he might have gone back to sleep.
Yeah, oh, there he is.
I'm here, but I missed who you were talking about.
It's okay. We just assigned it to you, Gary.
It was Phil Redigal, and I'm just saying that you know the man who paddled across the country.
Right.
And
right.
I wanted you to mention that a bit.
Oh, yes. One of our friends here he's from Oregon, I believe, Astoria, Oregon right now. He just spent 2 years paddling the waterways of America from Astoria to New York City. And he's working on developing a talk about his journey and stuff like that. So hopefully maybe he can get a chance to get up to the University of Washington and meet with Philip and maybe tell his story up there.
Yeah, we can do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Great. I got 204 on the west coast of the United States. Not sure if there's still tsunami warnings, but I'm not saying that these things don't happen in life, but I sure hope we don't have to plan for a tsunami when we're planning this Tribal Journeys or this canoe encampment this year. But again, to get back to our encampment 5/22/22, are there any questions? I know Rochelle will be helping me here as well on the mainland, because she helped us with the 2019, and just thinking about, again, our infrastructure, our logistics. If canoes from the island are going to go village to village, I think that would have to be determined there on the island. And so go ahead, Jody.
I just have a question, Freddie. So if we have 8 or 10 canoes or whatever the number is, what does the registration process look like? Or do we have a registration process? Or are we registering?
I'm just registering them right now. Yeah. Okay. I'm just taking their commitments right now. I think we have about 5 or 6 already from our last meeting.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking, just because is talking about it, then just what the process is or what you want us to do with anybody who's inquiring about registering. Is it just send them to you?
Yeah, I think that's really the easiest. I have clipboards on my wall that I'm putting I have 2. One is for the paddle through the islands. And the reason, again, why there's just a limit is because the islands can only take so many people. I I never said that. That's just what the message coming from their host families. So again, that all can change, you know, since we're doing an encampment. Again, the infrastructure a little bit tougher because if we had just say we had 15 canoes try and go through the islands. Well, you got toilets, okay, and who's going to pay for that? I don't think we really have to worry about showers because we'll just have to tough it out as best as we can, and then host facilities of where the gatherings will be held, and so.
I have another question, Freddie. So if the canoes going through the islands are limited to that sort of 10 number, whatever that is, give or take a few, are you opening it up? So the soft landing in Gooseberry Point, are you opening that up to any canoes who want to join at the soft landing spot and then come in to Lemmy the following day?
Oh yeah. The islands is just, again, it's just going to be limited. The landing on Friday, May 27th, that's for the community. If canoes trailer down and from the mainland and come and launch at Semiahmoo and come to Birch Bay and come to land that day along the mainland, if they're coming from Vancouver Island and the Waldron Island route, I could see maybe a dozen canoes. I'm just saying that coming through. That's kind of my prediction at this point is a dozen canoes coming from the island. Some canoes again will again, you know, this isn't a full-blown canoe journey, but with our friends from Waldron Island on with us, I think, you know, that kind of gives them an idea. You know, I'm saying, you know, I'm thinking 12 to 15 maybe from the island. That's on the high end. In realistic terms, the landing at Lummi on the 29th, the 27th of May, Friday, I'm anticipating 33 canoes. That's about 2,800. If you think about it, that's what we had as far as numbers the last time we hosted 30. I think it was 27 canoes, and then 5 canoes came in from the island that day before. And so that was a little challenge.
So Harry, if it's and Strider, maybe we will organize a Canadian canoe meeting to have a conversation about what's going to happen heading your way. That would make sense. So we don't have to deal with, we'll bring all of that information back to this meeting. So
that was my thinking is, yeah, because, you know, we coordinate pretty good, but we're going to probably have some new people and a lot of confusion and some things we're going to have to adapt to make it work.
So Freddie, the canoes, 5 or so canoes you have registered already, do those include any of the Canadian ones, or those are only US canoes right now?
Not at this time.
Okay.
Rochelle?
Go ahead, Rochelle.
Yeah, so I think, you know, even just like our canoe families that race throughout, you know, the summer, warmer months, a lot of one of the biggest issues is that coming back into Canada is requiring proof of a negative COVID test. And I understand too that a lot of our members or a lot of our families up here don't exactly have familial connections to tribally run health facilities. So I think the cost of the COVID test that we require to come back into Canada could be an issue. But, you know, they let it slide for 17 days, I think, in December, and then they reinforced that on December 17th or the 18th. But I know that there was a pretty high traffic during that 2.5 week period. So I guess for, Canadians, or more specifically, families from British Columbia, to kind of play it by ear as the PHO orders are updated from now until, May 1st. And if they don't require any of us to have the negative COVID test to come back into Canada as early as May 28th or, the beginning of June.
So I'll just add to that too, that we will connect with Island Health to see whether or not they can offset the cost of that for tribal members who want to go. They have in the past provided some seed funding for community. We'll ask them to redirect that to the funding to cover tests if they can.
All right. That's a good point for our COVID safety, for our safety committee. I guess we can put that under our, because those are real good points. Thank you, Rochelle, for bringing that to the forefront here. Lori, go ahead, Lori.
Okay, I have a couple questions. So when we were talking last year, I did mention that the last time the canoes came in, there were 16 and it overwhelmed us. I think 12 is reasonable, 15 becomes quite a lot. But I'm also trying to learn, and I need guidance with hearing this self-contained idea. We're used to a certain formality and certain number of meals that we always provide. Of course, it's a less accessible place. So I want to understand how to go back to the community and talk about those things.
Do you have a doc?
Yes.
Okay. I got a call this morning from Sparrow. Anybody know Sparrow? He called me this morning and let me know that he has a 65-foot Canoe Journey boat. Okay, I said it. I got it off me. Thank you. But yeah, so that I think is really going to help us. Maybe that can be coordinated for that stop. Harry Moon, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
To paddle from East Saanich to Waldron is about what, a 6-hour paddle? 4-hour paddle?
About there.
Is it a 4-hour paddle?
Yeah. So while I'm on, can I share with you? Rochelle. My name is Harry Moon. I'm one of the safety committee. I'm on the safety committee for Travel Journeys. We look after life jackets, radio phones. We look after Coast Guard, border crossing. Jody, can we add her to the meetings that we have, the Canadians?
Absolutely. So I have a big list, and then I will send it out to everybody and get all the Canadian canoes and any American canoes that want to participate. But I think we'll get
I was talking about just Canadian canoes for now.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine. We're on it. I'm on it, Harry.
Thank you. And then I'm glad you're on, Rochelle, because there was a whole pile of us that were just talking about a month ago, and we were actually talking about asking for permission to leave the Cowichan shores to paddle to East Saanich. Now, the idea was to trailer the canoes there and leave from your beach the morning of, and then paddle to East Saanich then from East Sandwich to Waldron. We were trying to make this side of the line a 4-day journey. So when we get to Waldron, we all head over together to Lummi. That was the idea, and I think that was the schedule we had come up with before Christmas. And Jeff Smith.
Yes, sir.
Tribal journeys on this side of Canada, we are told and we are aware that 2023 is in Muckleshoot.
Yes.
Okay, I just want, because you said something else. So 2023 is Muckleshoot, 2024 is in Suquamish, 2025 is in Lower Elwha.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, and then actually, Warm Springs had actually before Muckleshoot had postponed to 2023. Warm Springs had said they would do 2023.
Yeah.
Down in Oregon. So I don't know how they'll figure that out, but that's
that's what I was saying. That one was out. They had two different names going back and forth.
Right. So there's two names up for the 2023. So and they're kind of far apart. So be interesting to see how that would work out. Before, just in '97, we went to the Indigenous Games in Victoria, and then we kept going to La Push for Akalot. So that was kind of added on to the end, and there was a big hosting in Victoria and a big hosting in La Push.
I don't want to get too far off Lori's point, but I just real quick, Julian Matthews, maybe we can, maybe you can talk with the Warm Springs. You could talk with the Warm Springs and see if they want to maybe like fulfill this paddle by Warm Springs to coincide with the Snake River that's coming up in May. That's just a thought there. Okay, so I said it, yes. Back to Lori's point, when they're overwhelmed, Lori, I think we just kind of want to, again, alleviate it. The reason why I asked and how our conversation goes around our virtual fire here is because if some canoes want to come to Waldron, I think if we can get that commitment and make that optional for our relatives on Vancouver Island, and then Harry and them, we can coordinate the paddle from the island, from East Saanich to Gooseberry Point for the soft landing.
Yeah.
And
so when you mentioned a 65-foot boat, that dock is on a different side of the island than the beach where the canoes will usually come in. And so then we could provide probably some vehicles to move people, but it wouldn't be where the camping is.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. That's I think you'd have the canoe landing. How I would see it is the canoes will come in. How I've learned to do it, and it's just kind of like how we do it for any potlatch or any memorial or any gathering. You feed your visitors as they arrive. The canoes come ashore, and then that way things just don't get too formal. I guess I could say honestly, because some canoes will get there sooner than the others, and I think just reminding one another that it's not a race. It's a sacred journey, and these are sacred waters, and so we'd have the landing. Is it in Cowlitz Bay, right?
The dock is in Cowlitz Bay. The landing is in North Bay.
Okay.
Freddie,
So, Lori, if you could do me a favor And if you can have somebody there print off a map, print off a large size map of the island, and then you can, I just write in red, just landing point here, the dock is here, the camping is here, so that those that, and then we can give it to our relatives on the island, and then they have, somebody will have a pretty good idea of taking the lead as far as the encampment on Waldron.
Yes, well, of course, we've done this, this century, we've done this a number of times, so there's a lot of coordination, but I'd be happy to do that. And you want me to get that map to you?
Sure, why not? And then we'll get it to Jody and get it up to our relatives on the island.
I think with Waldron that the North Bay is actually on the southwest side of the island. And so it's, I don't know why they named it North Bay.
Named after Joe North.
Joe North. Go ahead, Jody.
So I just wanted to just give a quick one. We have secured some funding through a contact with Jeff Smith, which is awesome. And we will be providing some honorarium dollars for the safety and support boats. Sort of will determine that moving forward. But that we want to make sure that because there's not a lot of time for the Canadian Canoes to fundraise, that there is, there'll be some, we won't be providing much else, but we will be providing some funding to make sure that we have a designated safety boat and an honorarium to provide to our paramedics who will be joining the journey. And I believe Ron and Kathy have also agreed to provide some safety boat support as well. So just for those Canadian Canoes, if there's anybody on the line or they're connecting with their canoe families, that that potentially is something you don't need to worry about at this point.
Wait a minute. I thought that money was for my retirement party.
Oh God.
Yes, we're all celebrating that. Jeff Smith with extra time on his hands.
Also, if I don't know if we have any South Sound tribes on, but you know, just seeing that this is going to be just a short paddle for those who aren't going through the islands through Clackamas territory. We want to. I'm going to give my cousin Tina Jackson a call down in Suquamish and see if we can organize a paddle from Suquamish and come up. So Suquamish to Tulalip to Swinomish to our relatives, the Samish. And then, so seeing that there will probably be canoes coming from the south, we'll make those arrangements. And I think what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is go and I'm going to try and get into some council meetings and just meet directly with the tribes, because this is a private event. It's not because this is a family affair. We want to do the invitation and let our relatives that may be impacted by canoes coming through the territory, and understanding that COVID's going to dictate whether or not we're going to have 5/22/22. Will all be determined at the beginning of May, but I think at least in if you guys do the same, most of tribal council meetings are virtual. So I will just go in as Salkeda representing the Eagle Clan. And this is our gathering of the Eagles encampment. It's not a canoe journey. And just explain to the communities that those that'll be traveling, you know, we just, again, want to remind you want to be self-sufficient. And And just remember that we're doing this as canoe families, as relatives, and as Stitepsen, we're doing the best we can during these historic times. And so I just wanted to put that out there.
Following up on that, Freddie, maybe if you could kind of give us sort of like your elevator speech message on how you envision this event, so that we can be more on the same page. Because if somebody says canoe and then somebody says journey, then everybody starts thinking, well, what's, all this going on? And if somebody says invitation and somebody says registration and somebody says we're invited by Freddie Lane from Lummi, it's like, oh, is it Lummi that's inviting us? Is it Freddie Lane? Is it his family? Can you kind of give us some context for all that, please?
Okay, meeting's adjourned. Thank you. It's been 87 minutes. Appreciate everyone coming on. And oh, I'm sorry. What was that, Jeff? Making me work.
That's exactly what I wanted. Thank you, Freddie.
Making me work.
That's the most sense you've made in a long time.
It looks like Solana's got her hand up, Fred.
Solana, go ahead.
Freddie, thank you. And for clarifying, the name is Gathering of the Eagles, and that's your family. So I would also like to hear the elevator speech and inviting. And then how can we help facilitate that or support that? Also, just hearing you speak to like the impact of canoes landing, or the impact of our sacred waters, and us navigating that to our sacred waters.
I couldn't understand you, Solana. I'm sorry. I don't know if anybody else could, but somehow your audio signal's poor.
Sorry, yeah, I'm out in the mountains. I was just asking Freddie if he could let us know also who he's specifically inviting, so we can help facilitate or support that invitation to who he's inviting for the Gathering of the Eagles and what that looks like. And I would also appreciate an elevator speech, so maybe we can do some reframing, because when I hear impact of canoes landing, I'm also thinking of the physiological, spiritual, emotional realities is the healing of the canoes landing. And we could educate as well when we're helping you facilitate and support those invitations.
Sure. So since COVID hit in May or March of 2020, the impact on all of our cultural events, all of our spiritual events within our canoe families and even within our own families. We had to cancel this year's Christmas Eve Native Foods dinner that we've had for over 45 years. And so we know the impacts of COVID. We know the impacts of these unprecedented times that we're going through. And so with the Canoe Journey, our relatives from Nanaimo, our relatives from Slyaman, our relatives from Muckleshoot and even Warm Springs, we're hearing how everything's been either canceled or postponed. And so what our team, I guess our core team that's been trying to do something to carry on the canoe journey. This past year, I was again trying to do an encampment, and thank goodness our relatives, Philip and the crew showed up. And so with the encampment, because I'm not going to expect anything from the tribe to help. I may help get some help, but so the invite will come again. You know, you're all invited. This is our virtual fire. This is the virtual welcome to help us plan, to help us come together. I shared earlier about our infrastructure and anybody's basic infrastructure. When, you know, our potlatch, our real old time potlatches have been asleep for far too long. And I've shared in depth with my friend Rochelle Williams from the island about the awakening that's happening with us, and that hearing from my friend Nancy Shippentower about bringing back the old ways. Everything has gotten so 21st century, you know, everything has gotten so large. And so with bringing back this, these ancient traditions that we used to have, you know, that's what we're doing. I come from the Eagle clan. I talked with my clan leader, Richard Solomon, and we said we need to do this. We need to keep the canoes coming each year. We need to keep our shillangin alive. We need to keep our songs alive, you know, because with COVID, it's just impacted. I mean, we were last year when the canoe came, what a blessing. It's on my Facebook. I posted the video, and the gatherings. Oh my God, we went out and gathered. I got some mussels and bought some steamers. And oh my gosh, I was thinking that time of year we could go clam digging and really, really think back to the days of our ancestors. And so I know this is a 4.5-minute elevator speech, but that's coming from my heart of what we hope to accomplish. Not all this lavish showers and you know, again, the having the tribe and the millions of dollars to help feed the people, that's great. That's great. But I think getting to what you're talking about too, my relative, about how we can help, how we can coordinate. And Jeff Smith and I, you know, this spring, we hope to just go and visit and just even ask tribes if they want to sponsor a breakfast, sponsor a continental breakfast, sponsor a brown bag lunch. You know, this is just, you know, we all can do this in a good way. I'm one person, but I have just awesome friends, and we're awesome together as canoe families, and safety boats and ground crews and skippers. We're real resilient. And yeah, we got February, March, April, May. We got 4 months from the 22nd. So those families, I think that can plan on coming to our gathering are welcome. I'm really thankful for Harry Moon and Jody and Rochelle and Strider and Philip. It's kind of like been our kind of core team. And Jeff Smith, hint, hint. Sorry, I almost forgot you, Jeff. But you know, we're really just trying to keep our hope alive, because we're going to get through this, and we're going to get through this together. And the you know, we have a lot of safety measures that and it's just a tough time planning around COVID. And so again, it's plan A, plan B, and plan C. You know, I think that's what we're going to go with. when moving forward with this. And heck, if it you know, having plan D, everything shut down again, I would say move it to the end of July. So how'd you like that? See, I just created plan D. You guys like that?
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Alana. Harry, do you have are we gonna plan on the canoes that come? Can we still plan on having that having the tow back to the island?
Yeah, we have talked to Artie Robinson. He has offered to tow the canoes from Vancouver Island. He's willing to tow them back to Vancouver Island from Lummi after it's over, in order to save the canoe families a lot of money from taking their trailers across. And he's willing to make 2 or 3 trips if he has to do that. And he's also willing to take back some of the pullers if he has to. He wants to make sure everybody gets over there, as many canoes can get over there and come back. When I brought this up with Arnie, I talked to Arnie about this last year. We keep talking about it every 2 or 3 months, and he's all over it. He's excited to do it, and he's like us. He wants to see us everybody uplift their spirits again. So we do have the escort boats all set up from Canada. We just got to get a couple of more.
I'm sorry, you said escort what?
Escort boats.
Just kidding.
I believe Gary Manson has a new boat, so I got to talk to him about coming over. So we do have escort boats that are willing to tow the canoes back over to East Saanich. And that's it for now.
Good to know. My battery's going dead. Anybody else want to take the floor real quick? I got to grab my charger.
I just want to say that I have some boxes of life jackets for Harry Moon and some radios for Harry and Strider. If somehow we ever can figure out a way to get them across the border.
Just let me know. I've got a couple of coyotes that go back and forth pretty frequently. We'll make it work. I'm quite serious about that, and I do have a bunch of kit here in my shipping bin right now. So from the last couple of years. So if somebody needs it right away and are actually going to use it, you all know who they are. You know, just get in touch with me, and I'll figure out how to get it to them.
Yeah.
I also go back and forth from Lummi quite a bit.
Okay.
So
From Lummi to where?
Cowichan.
Okay, let me know.
Yeah, I'm only about an hour or so from Saanich.
Perfect. Yeah, I can bring back and forth that.
Rochelle, I live in Victoria. I live on Bay Street, just off the Bay Street Bridge there. So,
what color's your house?
Huh?
What color's your house?
Jim. Yeah, we can powwow in the back, Jim. But I just want to say to all of you, I'm really grateful and thankful that there's more people today, and it's getting exciting again. Just to hear the talk about it, and I was really, I got more excited when Freddie said that if it doesn't happen in May, we can move it to June or July. And that's the thing that keeps us going. So thank you guys for allowing us to be a part of your guys' meeting today. Very appreciate it. And Happy New Year's to you all. And thank you, Jeff Smith. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Jeff. Thank you.
I didn't do anything.
We're just thanking you. Thank you. We're just laughing out loud at our own jokes.
They're funny, huh?
Thank you, Jeff.
I think Ron has
And, my name is Dune, and my wife is Canoe. And we have been involved with Canoe Journeys in the forefront and then behind the scenes for the past 30 years. It's an honor to be included in this gathering of like-minded people who want to see the canoes on the water again, and not just today, but in the future, and the future's future. And Jody and Strider and Jeff, Kathy and I volunteer Lady Gray to help you to identify places where you can camp in the islands as you come from Canada, and to be a safety boat for you as we have been in the past.
Hey, Sam. And we'll all have to plan a day trip out to their beautiful house. Oh. That was great. I really enjoyed that. Thank you, brother. I think you know, with our gathering of the Eagles, I just Solana just reminded me of you know, we all have different clans. We all have different families, and this is a canoe family affair. I was the director of Stomach for years, 1996, 97 to 2008, and we really it's really taught me a lot when we hosted in 07. And I'll just be honest with each of you, that was the greatest, toughest job I ever had. And oh man, when it rains, it pours, but when the good always outweighs the terrible behind the scenes drama that happens with any canoe journey or hosting any gathering, just goes with the territory. And I was just thinking when everybody was talking and just hearing everybody laugh, I mean, I wish somebody had a song or had a drum and could sing a song to finish our gathering here, because that's what we're missing. It'd be great in the future to bring out our drums, to share a few songs and to share a few stories, just to keep our virtual fire true and honest with the good work that we're trying to do. I was thinking when the canoes come up, and I was thinking that would look really cool, you know, rather than just coming right from Samish to Lummi. But I was actually thinking, you know, Deb Cruz is on, and I was thinking how cool that would be to stop in the city of Bellingham and to just make that sacred stop to our ancient village. You know, all of these cities around us, these are our ancient homeland. These are our ancient villages. There's a reason why, you know, Seattle was where it was, because that was our main village there of the South Sound. Vancouver, the city of Vancouver, that was a main gathering right here out at Cherry Point. These were our main gathering points on the island, on San Juan Island, all the way across. And so, you know, really sharing we want to make these very memorable moments with our family, with our stories that need to be passed down, with our ancient stories that need to be passed down. And so I just wanted to mention that because Deb's on here too, but I just always thought that it'd be just really cool. Deb's she's really funny, and I know Jeff Smith will like this. You know, she's always like, well, we need a permit. And I'm like, no, I'm here. I don't need no permit. We'll just come in and you know, just plan. But you know, these things they just have a power of working themselves out. And again, we don't want to put any burden on anyone. We just want to continue to plan and to do the, you know, to invite people to our meeting. And you know, some people will probably just come and camp. Some people will probably just trailer and come and be with us. And so that's really what I want to get across. When canoes if canoe families, please, you got my number. You text me and let me know if your canoe plans on coming, just so we can get an idea. I think that would be really good. And Jody and Harry and Strider on the island, and then Jeff and I guess Jeff will take the mainland, and we'll just start giving our phone calls and seeing if we can get on some council meetings and share the invite, and then vice versa when you're up on the island too. Again, this is our virtual fire here, so we'll just keep moving forward in a good way. And I'm really glad my friend Julian and their good work trying to protect the Snake River salmon is, you know, that's going to come up really fast. Julian, I just wanted to come back to you real quick because maybe what Jacob Johns and myself and with this new work that I'm doing with him, maybe we can help coordinate some of the canoes that might want to come participate on the Columbia River there, and at some of I think that would be just, I mean, even one or two canoes to coincide with your river canoes.
Yeah, that'd be great, because I know, because that's where we did the last 5 flotillas was on pretty much on the Lower Granite Reservoir. I don't know if y'all been over here, but there's 4 Snake River dams that are really, they have big reservoirs, and it's like really hot. It's killing the fish. Either they're dying sitting in that pool, or else they're dying going through the turbines, or, you know, back and forth up and down the river. And so that we could do a flotilla, because that's really what I wanted to do, because we've done 5 until 2019, I think, was the last one. But we usually have a pretty good turnout. Then we have, it's pretty cool. It's a big event. And so that's what I wanted to try to do. And like you're saying, with over here too at Nimiipuu or Nez Perce, we're having a big spike in the cases. So I don't know what's going to happen, but yeah, that'd be cool. Get some canoes over here. Then we could do a float, you know, around the time the Jay and Kurt bring I can't remember if they said, I thought they were bringing the totem or 2 carved eagles, which is cool, over here. So we'd be probably at Hell's Gate State Park, and then launch from there, then go either way. Or last time we come from Asotin, up by Asotin, up further upriver, or we could float down towards the Lewiston, Clarkston, or everyone's invited when we do that. So, because it really helps. We've had a bunch of Kalispell tribe, Coeur d'Alene tribe, Colville tribe, and different canoe families from around here. Salish Kootenai or Flathead used to be. So it's really a good thing for helping out to try to keep this issue of the dam removal or breaching going, because it seems like we're really getting a lot of energy with our tribal council, because we were really pushing them before. They wouldn't do nothing, but now they are. Shannon Wheeler and some other council members. So that's it's really a big thing over here, because it's like Freddie and he's saying those Chinook salmon, they spawn up this way. And if they go, the orcas are going to go, and, you know, so goes our treaty. We have a treaty right to take salmon from that river. And we're trying to push for this issue to get done, the dam breaching or dam removal. So that's really important to have support from all over the Northwest, which we usually get good support, but, you know, tribal, non-tribal. But if you have a canoe and want to bring it over, that'd be great. Just let me know. I put my protectingnimipu@gmail is my email. So if you just want to come and just, you know, check it out or go, we got plenty of canoes, and if you want to join us, that'd be great.
Yeah, it would be so if there are canoes that want to come participate, I guess we'll just work with Julian.
Yeah.
And then we'll try and figure out the logistics for, again, camping and whatnot. But again, this will follow the totem journey up along the Columbia River. And once I get more information, I will share it. Hopefully I'll get a map. Maybe Rochelle and I might just draw up a little map, Harry, and then we'll just shoot it over to you, and we'll just kind of bounce it back and forth, just so people could kind of see some dates that we have set. And you guys know me. I'd just rather set a plan B. You know, if this happens, if it gets postponed to July, then I'd rather maybe Jeff Smith and I can look at some tides, and Harry and Jody, and just have our plan B if this is canceled 5/22/22. Okay, so I'm just letting you all know that's just kind of how we plan. And I think it's just good to have that because we did this with September 1st this past year. And so anybody else have anything to add? Deb, I know you have a joke you want to tell.
I think, you know, I always appreciate when Salkadab gets passionate about his dream and his vision, and making sure that we're continuing to practice, you know, in their language, their Stalangan, in our way of life collectively as Kwalmoch Mistimoch. And, you know, as I think about, you know, kind of these cross-boundary relations, and trying to connect with our canoe families up here in British Columbia, and how to include them, or how do we kind of work with the PHO orders that we have up here. I start thinking about, as he was talking about the names that we have, and just in, you know, the names that are within my own family here on the island, but also my relatives that share the same, you know, they share names from Clummy. And if you were to look at the BC archives, you're going to see those names along the trade routes. You know, once you start getting up towards Point Roberts and Semiahmoo and Fort Langley, Vancouver. And, you know, when he was talking about, you know, these names, names of all these the metropolis across Canada or wherever it may be, that those are names that are in our languages. And, you know, as he's talking about, you know, he's getting passionate about, you know, breathing life back into our way of life and making sure that we're carrying, you know, we're carrying our ways on our back. I automatically think of making sure that, you know, we're being conscious of, you know, the land or the islands that we're traveling to and who was there before us. And, you know, those potlatches that took place long before we were ever here, or that that history is in the names that we're carrying. You know, one of the most beautiful things, I had an opportunity to help reopen one of our forever homes that, you know, one of our big houses went through renovations after flood damage. And three elders had said, you know, like with the impact that the pandemic has had on our home, because that that specific home has been closed for 2 years. One, because of the pandemic, but also because of the flood damage that's incurred. And one of the three things that those men had said is that, you know, I'm home. I'm finally home. And when we go back to those islands, especially for, you know, down through the San Juans, that your names come from there. That's where your ancestors come from. And that, you know, when they start hearing our canoe family songs being sang, or our languages being spoken, that our people were there before. And, you know, when I started having these conversations with Freddie, you know, a little over a year and a half ago, that the planning has already been there, and trusting that the work is already done, and the vision or that dream is already built, and it's for us to implement it. And how we're going to, you know, the environment or atmosphere, and kind of the gracious hosts that each of us are, and what we're going to be bringing to this. And I automatically think of legacy. And what is the legacy of this event? You know, what is the legacy of each family that's going to be there, or each individual person that will be there? And, you know, I loved hearing about the kind of the recycling or beach cleanup opportunities, because we're, again, reinforcing the inherent caretakers of the land, stewards of the land, and that we're champions of the Salish Sea. And, you know, that's kind of where I automatically go, is that those songs are going to be just echoing and bouncing off the mountains, off of those islands, as our people start going through them. So I'm automatically going to legacy just by participating in this first meeting. So I'm just grateful to be here, and thank you for the invite. And I'm always willing to contribute any way that I can.
Thank you, Rochelle. ACM.
Close it out with a song.
What's that? Go ahead.
You ready for a close out with a song?
Yeah. Anybody else have anything they'd like? Thank you, Lori, Glenn from Waldron. Really appreciate you being on here. Deb Cruz, Rochelle, Francis Campbell, Haishka, Will Booth. Thank you, Kathy and a relative there, Haishka, Philip Red Eagle, Carla from Sklallam, Haishka, Julian, Gianna, I haven't heard from you. Solana, thank you. Gary and Tony Coolidge, our relatives from Taiwan, thank you. Mr. Moon and Mr. Moon, thank you. Strider, Jody, Jen, Cheryl, Tim, Haishka, thank you for, if you want, we could do the first and the third. What do just before we leave? Do we just want to say the third Saturday? Is that okay? From 1 to 3? Does that work with everybody?
I'm all right with that.
Okay, and then I'm gonna get with Philip, and we're gonna I guess those that want to participate with the cleanup. Go ahead, Will.
Thank you. Excuse me. Solana. Solana wanted me to remind everyone that we're looking to start up a YouTube channel on Canoe Journey or Canoe Society, kind of general. So she'll be sharing more information as we get that channel up and running as well.
That's great. Thank you. Yeah, and with Philip and the cleanup, we're just yeah, let's keep in touch on that one.
I'll get a hold of everybody. I'll let them know what's going on. We do have to form some kind of committee and some kind of focus group.
Yeah,
and start planning and set dates.
Yeah, count me in. Count me in.
Right now, I'm looking like from the 7th to the 22nd of July.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we'll have something to sit on.
Okay, yeah. Earth Day comes pretty fast to April. I can't remember, 22nd, I think.
Yeah. Well, the reason I picked 77 was 7722 is because of Earth Day. So 77, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Philip. Anything else burning from anybody? We're all good. Gary, go ahead.
I just want to mention if any of the tribes up there in the Pacific Northwest have like a tribal television, I'm looking to connect our indigenous television here in Taiwan with some stations over there to form like a sister relationship, so we can like share stories and reports from Taiwan, and you can share stories here on our indigenous television.
Interesting.
That's great. That's great.
So if anybody has, like in your tribe, if you have like an audio or audio videos television station set up or something like that, let's talk more about that.
There is a radio station that's open, it's all native, opening up, but I don't know about anything higher technology than that.
Well, I'm just kind of searching into it, and if something can develop on that line, definitely get in contact with us.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, and I want to thank everyone for letting me join in here today.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Look at that, 3:03. We're 3 minutes. Wow, that is great. Hi, everyone. I guess pray in your own way. Strider, you got the floor. We're going to close ACM.
Hey, hey, way, ho, hey, yo, hey, hey,
It's like John Daniels. No, it's
Now I see now I see hey ya hey ya ho hey ho hey ya Tin Kashila now I see Elohim Makakia now I see Elohim hey ya hey ya hey ya ho hey ho hey ya. Just sending out prayers of gratitude and thanks to all of our relations. Thank you, our relatives, for all of the work you do to uplift community, all that you do in prayers, all the hands and hearts that you bless. Be as safe and as well as you can be, relatives, and look forward to being in the fire in the circle near you soon. Oh.
Hi, Scott. Thank you. Thank each and every one of you. We'll see you on February 19th from 1 to 3.
February 19th, roger that.
Same room, same station.